What's up, everyone? It's the boy, Let's Race 97, aka Nathan Stapleton, and welcome everyone to Indianapolis Raceway Park here in Indianapolis, in the area, and we are set for part-time qualifying to kick off the Season 4 Powerade Truck Series chase tomorrow night at IRP. Of course, the JBL Cup Series safe finally returned, and they will kick off their chase here in a couple of days. Um, at Big Track up in Indianapolis, but it's these truckers for the first time ever on the channel at ILP, and I'm not on first one. I am joined by Andy Miller up here in the Power Truck Series booth.
Yeah, good to be up here once again. Been a little bit, but hey, always a pleasure to join you for one of these, man.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be interesting because we've never been here before, the ILP. I've been to this track in real life a couple of times. It's a flat track to say the least, a flat, short track, and it's gonna be interesting what happens here. I think that middle lane is going to be where you want to be. The outside lane can sometimes work, but it's going to be pretty multi-groove here tomorrow night, and it's going to be interesting if we makes it into the show for the Indy Race Parts 200 to kick off the chase. And of course, all season long in the regular season is very tight. And it's been a very tight season for season number 4, and I expect the same here in these chase races, and of course here at the first ever race at Indianapolis Raceway Park. And right now is Logan Williams on top of the board. First 4 trucks on the board, and now the 97 of Sam Oskin, and never mind the 62 of Logan Williams jumps up to the top again. Andrew, ILP, a very unique short track. It's a half mile, really long straightaways, very tight corners, and it's very flat, relatively so with the banking. How do you think these drivers will attack it, knowing that it's the first time we've been here on the channel?
Well, let's see. From what I remember, because I have raced here online before, and from what I remember, there is a slight little bit of progressive banking, and that's why that middle lane is going to be the best because it's going to be the shortest way around, but you're still going to have enough banking to be able to kind of make that work. The outside lane, slightly more banking still, so that's why it might be possible. But yeah, these guys are definitely going to want to try to keep it to that middle lane where the 97 right now is running. 25 though, trying to stick with him, or 26 rather, excuse me. Um, so I think that's going to be the big key as far as placement of where you want to be and just kind of managing that speed through the corner. It's going to be a lot about carrying momentum through the middle.
Yeah, for sure. And well, I mean, a little bit of battle in the 97 into that side wall, and
Boy,
that's the little bit of the winding edge that you have to do here at ILP. They kind of send it in these corners, trying to get as close as possible. We might see a little bit of, I don't know, loosening here as well, because they like to go up as close to the wall as possible to try to make that outside lane work. This is not a bottom trap. This is a middle groove and third lane racetrack, and we might see more of that just with these drivers never racing here before. But right now, Logan Williams is fastest with the 22.064, and then it's the 03, not the 03, the 3 of Owen Miles, the 13 of Val Moscow, and the 26 who we saw past the 97 of Sam Oskin of Jeff Leaflet. Rounding out the top 4. Everyone has gotten a time in, and we are only 4 minutes into this one, and there will be about 30-ish lap green flag, well, not green flag, but if it stays green flag enough, it's about 31 to 33 lap fuel window. So there will be one cycle of pit stops here tomorrow night, and that could play into a factor. This could be a trap position race, no doubt about it, with it being such a low banked short track. And well,
I think it should be a pretty fun one though. Sorry about that.
speaking of the 26, jumped up to the top of the board. And, well, Andrew, I think the clone has found something, because the 47 is in fourth now.
We'll see if see if he's able to stay there. That guy is going to be trying to see if they're able to get up there. I mean, look how lap times are. We're only just froze there for a second, but got lap times all within about a tenth and a half, a little over a tenth and a half right now. So that is really close. That just got even tighter still. So going to be competitive here for these last 4.5 minutes. See if anyone can sneak their way into that top four. Right now, it looks like the three cars able to just successfully do so.
Yeah, it is extremely tight. 026, 053, 064, 097, and then 105, 111, 133, 134, 161, and 170. Basically, a tenth and a half separating the top 10, and at 28 of Monaco jumps up to second, and the number 3 of Omar's bumps back in. The 14 of Cole Raymond just outside, and now the 6 of Will Parrish is just outside of the top 4. And I don't think the draft's going to play into a factor here with it being such a flat, short track at IRP. And this, the 13. Right now, the 62 rather jumps back up to the top 4 in that 4th place spot. Done a lot so far for that, the 62 of Will Williams. Jumped back up 3 or 4 times and trying to make it into the show still.
Still looking really tight up there. 26, I think, at this point is starting to look pretty safe as we get down to the 3-minute mark. 28 might be looking pretty decent. I think that everything else, though, is still going to be up for grabs. As, oh boy, almost practicing the bump and run here a little bit for the 62 on the 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we might end up having to see. And, well, there it is. Not quite a bump and run, but moves him out of the way. And we might see that here tomorrow night as well, with being a short track. Oh, you know, the phrase short track racing, we might see some short track racing here tomorrow night, as Trevor Williams Jr. Just jumped up to that 5th place spot, barely outside of the top 4 for 078, needs to do a 064, as these two of Miles and Williams are really battling hard here in practice, and the 3 is barely outside of it as well for 097, and it's just so incredibly tight.
I'm sure that that 3 truck is probably looking for some clean racetrack right now to try to get that lap time put down. I mean, 10 minutes sounds like a fair amount of time, especially on a track like this, to put down plenty of laps to try to get in there. But ultimately, it goes by quick. I mean, we're already down to under 2 minutes, just coming up on 90 seconds. So time's running out really quickly for everyone to get their lap time in, try to get that top 4, try to make it to the main show.
Yeah, for sure. And unfortunately for drivers like Tyree Cartman, Boeto, Taylor, and Austin, who was fast early in the session, is now fell outside the top 10, and still is pretty tight. It's only about a 2/10 of a second difference from 1st to 14th, but gonna be very interesting what ends up happening here tomorrow night when we have 40 trucks on track instead of 14. And I think the tires have fallen off. It's not really a huge fall off. It's like 4-5 tenths. So there's enough fall off for these drivers that is affecting them here, as we got less than a minute to go here in part-time qualifying, and it's looking pretty good for Leifler, Monaco, Moscow, and Logan Williams.
It's time's pretty much up here, just about, and they have a lot of these guys probably ran out of tires, so they're looking pretty good. Of course, as we were saying about that 47, was in the 4th position a bit earlier, but now all the way down to 9th. So, and not even a 10th separating 1st through 10th, or 1st through 9th, rather. Excuse me. So a very competitive showing here, but ultimately not going to be enough there. It's going to be those four that are going to get it done.
You got about one more reset left of 15 seconds to go. And that should do it. And we should have about 4 drivers making it into the first chase race of Season 4 of the Powerade Truck Series. And this should do it. No, it does not. They added 27 more seconds. Don't really know how much it's really gonna matter, but they keep on adding the clock. And who knows, maybe with how close these times are, that could be a sign of what's to come tomorrow night, as Oscar went way wide trying that second lane to work out right there. But I think now this might be the last reset. And it will be. So that is it. That will do it. The 26 of Jeff Leafler, the 28 of Eric Markle, the 13 of Val Moscow, and the 62 of Logan Williams will make it into the show for the first time ever at IRP on the channel and in the Powerade Truck Series. From Trevor Williams Jr. on down, they will have to wait till Oswego Dirt next round to go dirt racing for the first time ever in the Powerade Truck Series. Not on the channel, but for these truckers to see if they can make it into that one. But and the final thoughts before we get to the Indy Race Parts 200 here tomorrow night for the first time ever at IOP.
Well, you saw a little bit of, I think, what we can expect. Got guys got pretty close together there. Some guys have gotten into the wall. Definitely look out for that. Um, I'll be interested to see how the initial start goes with the double file. Everyone going to be right on top of each other. I think that could be a little crazy. The 47 did not make it, so no surprise there. But otherwise, um, it's going to be a good show regardless, though. And congrats to those four who made it in. I will point out that just because, of course, I was paying attention to the 47, the jump from ninth to sixth really late in the show there. So just shows that the tire fall off might not be super duper extreme. So that will be interesting to see how that pit strategy will come into play. Undercut, overcut, what's going to be the best course of action there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Might see some bean and bang, might see some crashes, might see some slide jobs, and might see some strategy with the undercut or the overcut. It's going to be a wild one, and it's all going to happen in a very short time. Only 50 laps to kick off the Season 4 Powered Truck Series chase, and that will be tomorrow night here on NS Racing 97. And Andrew will join me up here as well for that one, and until then, we will see you guys tomorrow night to kick off the chase at IOP. Bye!